Good morning, students. We are doing third chapter, that is politics of planned development. In our last class, we have discussed the different opinions about model of economic development. What type of economy we have adopted? We have adopted mixed economy. Do you remember? We have discussed all that in our previous class. Today we will discuss about land reforms done in this period. The most important steps taken towards land reform is abolition of zamindari. Just to improve the condition of farmers, it was very essential to abolish zamindari pratha, because most of the land were in the hands of zamindars who were not doing agriculture work. Their agriculture was done by landless laborers and they were not getting enough wages. So, abolition of zamindari was very essential. This was the courageous step because agricultural land can be freed up from a class, from a group who were least interested in the practicing agriculture. But that class was very powerful and they have a lot of authority in political arena of India. Zamindars were very powerful at that time and they had lot of hold in the politics. So it was not the easy task. Consolidation of small plots were done so that agriculture can be promoted, which was became successful. Some other reforms were also done but got a little success. Means government had taken lots of steps, some became successful and some were not up to mark, some were got very little success. A law had been passed which fixed the limits person could hold only this much of land, but zamindars found lacuna in this law and transferred the land ownership among their family members. Means government passed a rule by limiting the land ownership. It was a law that limited land can be owned by a person, but zamindars found the method by which they can violate this rule and transfer their land to their family members, to their wife, to their son. Second, on the same way, peasants were plowing the field which were not owned by them, not owned to them. There were some peasants who are owing another's land. Making of policies for the betterment of agriculture and for the betterment of farmers were not very easy task, It could be done only when landless farmers became organized. But landowners were very powerful. That's why some proposal of land reforms could not take the shape of law. And some laws which were against the landlords remain only on paper. Now we will discuss food insecurity in India. What was the condition of food production and what were the necessary steps to be taken by the government for increasing food production. At the decade of 1960, the agriculture almost ruined. Situation of agriculture was not good. Due to increase in population, rate of food production was very low. Due to increase in population, pressure on land increased. Between 1965 and 1967, there were drought in India. And in that period, India had to face two wars against Pakistan and China. Means India's food production was low and government was fighting for the upliftment of farmers, but that time we had to face two wars. India lost his foreign currency reserve. This all create the food insecurity in India. Means the situation became worst. Bihar was the most affected state of food insecurity. Almost famine-like situation was there. Price of food grains rises in Bihar and death rate increased. In consequence of food insecurity, government had to import wheat from America or other countries. So, the primary task of policymakers were that to increase the production of food crops in India, to make India self-sufficient in food production. Now, policymakers have to make some policies to find out the solution how we can produce more food grains and how we will become self-sufficient in food production. As India was dependent upon foreign countries for food, India was seeking help. So, United States started imposing some economic policies. So we have to make new policies. We had to adopt new policies to fight with our problem, to fight with the situation, and to come out from the situation. So, government adopted some modern technology in farming that become very successful also, and that is termed as Green Revolution also. In our in our next class, we will study about Green Revolution and the afterward development. So, enough for today. Thank you.